Gervonta Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. We're 4 days out, fight week, and now it's getting weird. We're getting to the point in time where people are starting to make strange predictions or base predictions off things that make little to no sense or can be easily debunked. This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. In this video, we will discuss the conversation around the upcoming fight, mega fight, Gervonta Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, 136-pound catch weight, Las Vegas, Nevada, April 22nd. Let's go. Like I said before, y'all, welcome back to the channel. This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified when all the content drops. Now, let's get into it. Are you picking Ryan Garcia to win this fight? If so, why? Put it in the comments section. But before you do that, I want to go over 2 or 3 of some of the common things that I'm hearing are reasons why an individual might select Ryan Garcia to win, which is okay. Now, before I even get into that, if you're picking Ryan Garcia, great. If you're picking Tank Davis, great. I think that's great for the sport of boxing. Individuals who actually think a fight is going to be competitive and compelling, which means great storylines, tremendous buildup, and then ultimately a highly successful boxing event put on by Showtime and the PBC, I believe. So number one, the first thing that I've been seeing as to why Ryan Garcia will win the fight, and some of the stuff I've addressed in a previous video, full breakdown, check that out. I'll put the link in this video. The size of Ryan Garcia is too much for Tank Davis. Well, Tank Davis has been a small guy, relatively speaking, his entire career. The one fight that I want to point out is Mario Barrios, who stood at 5'10", 5'11", she's a pretty big guy for 140. He even has good size at 147, where he currently campaigns, with a 71-inch arm reach. Comparatively speaking, Ryan Garcia, he stands at 5'10". That's what if you check out the wiki, it says he stands at 5'10". I've had people in the comment section correct me and say he's actually 5'8", 5'9". I think at this point we're splitting hairs. Gervonta Tank Davis at best on a great day is like 5'5" and a half. So still a decent height discrepancy with a 70-inch arm reach. So between Barrios and Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis already has the experience dealing with guys with significant reach advantages and height advantages. Where I would separate Barrios and Ryan Garcia is here. Barrios is much more polished. He has more tools in the toolbox. He has greater experience, and he's a former world champion. I know it's a regular belt, but they give it out, and you got to pay sanction fees for that shit, so it's a belt all the same. And Ryan Garcia is none of those things. The one thing that makes Ryan Garcia truly unique is his speed. His speed translates into power. Not everyone who has tremendous speed can really translate it into power. Ryan Garcia has figured that out. There is nothing else abundantly unique about Ryan Garcia. He's been marketed very well. You know, he's got the look, the flair. You know, he's a young man, large social media presence. These things have helped to build him into the position that he's currently in, fighting Gervonta Tank Davis, who all has done is knock out people and do crazy numbers no matter what city that he's been in. That's not to say that Ryan Garcia is not a great fighter. I think he is a good fighter. He's a decent fighter. But I feel like a lot of the hype surrounding his ability or potential ability to beat Tank Davis really comes in the form of hoping that he beats Tank Davis. And because he does have a unique skill set with his speed, you look at it and go, I think he can get this done. I think that he's tall, he's fast, you know, he talk a little shit. And you know, I don't know if I like that Tank guy. And I don't think that's solid boxing analysis. Now, if you say something along the lines of this, I've seen Gervonta Tank Davis rely too much on the high guard as he presses forward. With the reach and the speed of Ryan Garcia, utilizing his jab, moving to his left, he can set up his left hand and his right hand that's been developing and possibly cause trouble for Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, if you said something like that, boxing analysis that actually points to specifics as to why he might have success in that bout, I'm here for all of that. But if it's Tank's a bum, that Tim Bradley shit and all the extra nonsense and I don't like him and he can't read or write and how come he talks a certain way, if that's your boxing analysis, I'm of the opinion or belief you should sit this one out. Anyway, moving on. Rehydration clauses, weight issues, and catch weights. I've covered this base as well. They've already started to build in the excuses for why Ryan Garcia won't get this done or possibly get knocked out in a brutal fashion. And that has to do with the fact that he's going to be weight drained and this isn't right or fair. And it's nonsense. Ryan Garcia is on his social media heavy, telling everyone, oh, easiest weight cut ever. I'm on weight already 3 pounds ago, yada, yada, yada. This is a career 135er who's flirted and kind of dabbled in 140 pounds. This is something he can do. Now, I will say, as he grows into his body, as he fills out, as he becomes, gets more of his man strength, yeah, making 135 is probably not going to be in the cards. But for right now, his age, his youth, where he's campaigned at, all those things favor it. Now, for those who do not know this, and I've covered this as well, yes, there's a rehydration clause. No, I don't care. Why is that? The concession was made on the other end as well. Golden Boy, Ryan Garcia say, we don't want to go to 35. Give us that pound. We want to do 36. All right, great. Catch weight bout 136. Add in the rehydration clause. And then that's how the bout is set. Ryan Garcia making video after video stating that the weight is not an issue. You cannot build in the excuse now and say, hey, Ryan Garcia got knocked out brutally in 5 rounds because of the weight. He's telling you over and over again, Ryan Garcia, that the weight is fine. Complete non-issue. We have to pay attention to the legends in the sport of boxing is my last and final point. It seems like every time there's a Black American fighter that's doing his thing, marketed really well, could be flirting with the idea of the pantheon of greats. And for right now, I think we're shy of a current fighter like that, a Black American fighter. There's tremendous fighters out there, don't get me wrong, but there are not a lot of Floyds right now. There are not a lot of Roy Jones Jr.'s right now, not a lot of Mike Tysons. The thing that made them unique, they fought really, really challenging fighters, win, lose, or draw. They put themselves in a position to be recognized as great because the risks they were willing to take. So we're devoid of that at the moment. But it seems like for whatever reason, some of those names that I just mentioned and some lesser fighters, they get threatened by guys like Gervonta Davis or Errol Spence as they ascend the boxing ranks and flirt with true and legitimate greatness. For whatever reason, if your team does well by you, you sell out arenas, you have an exciting fighting style, and people start to check for you, some of the old heads, the old legends in the sport of boxing will just pick against you for the sake of picking against you. It's super bizarre. It's super weird. And even in scenarios where you can say, hey, Roy Jones Jr., break down the fight. How do you see it going? And you get some sort of nonsensical response that really doesn't have anything to do about the sport of boxing, but more about you and your opinion and what you think should be happening. And then you throw a poison pill into the analysis to make sure that if I'm wrong about this, I said it on the front end. But Gervonta Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, weight won't be an issue. Skills indeed pay the bills. The size of Ryan Garcia won't be an issue for Tank Davis. The speed presents complexities that we haven't seen Tank Davis have to work through with the added power. Ryan Garcia, he's got to step up because Tank is very well-rounded. One of the other things this is my last point. One of the other things that I find to be interesting when people talk about Tank Davis is, well, he gets hit a lot. He gets hit a lot. If you watch fights like Isaac Pitbull Cruz or Rolando Rolly Romero, he knows he's in there against punchers. Rolly Romero is knocking people out brutally. At least he was before he got knocked out himself. Check out some of his older fights. I mean, undefeated when he fought Gervonta Tank Davis and was laying people out cold. And Isaac Pitbull Cruz, all he's really done in his professional career is knock people out. So with that understanding, you'll see Gervonta Tank Davis utilize really great footwork, head movement, throwing some feints. I mean, he feinted the hell out of Rolly Romero, like to the point where he almost flew out the ring. Check that out if you guys get a chance. You adapt based on what your opposition is giving you. If he can identify like a Leo Santa Cruz, this dude can't crack for real like that. Yeah, I'm going to take some shots, walk him down in the high guard and knock him out. Same with Barrios. Late in that fight, he can't hurt me. Walks him down, stuns him in the body, ultimately finishes him TKO style. You focus on those things without context, and I've spoken on that before. If he's getting hit, it's probably close to the end of the fight for the other person. If he's utilizing that footwork, he's being smart, he's setting traps, he's trying to put himself in a position to, one, not take too much damage, and for two, to figure out a way to penetrate an overly offensive fighter and break their defense down and land a significant shot while staying safe. But that's one of the last misnomers that I wanted to speak on. More to come on this fight. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Are you picking Ryan Garcia? Are you picking Tank Davis? And why? And no funny business. This is your boy JG. This is a Punch Report. We out.